Hi, so first off, I'm not a carpenter or a woodworker or anything like that. I'm just a guy with an MPC, and I got tired of hunching over to lean over and see the screen and the knobs. So I made a stand. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna make another one for a friend. So I decided to go ahead and make a quick how to make a template video. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Here's the stand I made real quickly. We're gonna be making this side template, and then you can make these bars as long as you want. This is just a shelf I added, but you'll see as this video goes on. I'm gonna try to do it as quick as possible. So here we go. All right, so I already decided that I want the MPC to, let's imagine this is the floor. I want to sit like, the top is here, and then I can mess with it. So I actually held mine out and held it at an angle where I thought it would be good facing me, and I had my girlfriend measure. So it was about 10 inches in the top was about 10 inches high, and the front was about 2.5 inches. So what you do is you just get a ruler and you make a line or a mark 10 inches high. We're gonna end up making a line 10 inches high. Sorry if you hear all the birds. My girlfriend has a bunch of parakeets and lovebirds and stuff. Like I said, I've never made a tutorial, so I kind of don't know what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, this is the bottom. So we're gonna make a line 10 inches from the bottom, because that's where we want that's how high we want it. And here we go. Okay, and then we want to make another line 2.5 inches from the bottom. So that's 2.5. If you know a faster way, or you got some cooler ruler or something, go ahead and make it like that. I make these little marks, 2.5, and then another one at 2.5. And then we'll make a line there. Get all those dots on there. And then, so what we do know is that the MPC One is on the side, it's 10 3/4 long. So obviously there needs to be enough room for that to fit. So we'll just round that up to 11. We're gonna say it's 11 inches from the front of it to the back of it. So we're gonna find our 11 inch. This is 11 inches right here. We'll put this, we're gonna make an 11-inch line, and you can make it here, 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 it doesn't matter, as long as the line is 11 inches long. So there's that, and that, and there's our 11-inch line. If you were making the alive and it's shorter, then you would just you would still do, like, I'd say a little over the length of it, but you would just lower this top line, because obviously you don't want it so high. But see, so what we have now is, here's where our MPC sits. If you can imagine that, this is the MPC right here. See, like this. So that's where it sits. Pretty simple. So yeah, so we got a line at 9 inches. At 10 inches, sorry about that. 10 from the top to the bottom. And then right here, this is 2.5. So what I'm gonna do next, this is like a standard beam you get like at your hardware store, lumber store, whatever. And this is 2.5 inches long, I believe, yeah. 2.5 inches long. So what I did was I just got a little piece of one that I had scrap, and I used it as my template. So obviously the feet for the MPC sit right around here and right around here. So we need something for the feet to sit on. So just line this up with the corner right here as best as you can. And then it doesn't have to be perfect. None of these lines really have to be perfect. The most important thing is that when you cut out the side, and you'll see that you cut them out the same. So I traced that. So this beam is gonna go from one side to the next. I'll make another one here. This is my second beam, and this will be my third beam right here. And I kind of messed that up because I didn't leave enough paper here, but that's okay. And then we'll just go ahead, and this last line right here, we're just gonna go straight down. Boom, there, that's done. And then so, as you can see, it's taking shape. This is like where you rest your hands, and this is how you hit the beats, and then your screen would be right around here. On the MPC Live or the One or whatever you're using, the screen is like right here, and here are your pads, right? So that's where it's sitting. That's your MPC. That's your MPC. So anyway, technically, oh no, and then we need one more of these for the back feet. And usually I just put it, see the top of it's gonna be here, so I just put it a little bit under the top, not all the way to the top. And if you have the Live, which is shorter, you might be putting this over here somewhere to make sure that the feet sit on there. But this, I'm making this for the MPC One. So yeah, these are your cross beams. So I could just cut down right here and call that a template, but I like a little bit fancier design. So I'm just gonna use this, or you could use anything really as like a little design thing. I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna bring it back, let's say to here, and then to here, and then to here. And this is purely decorative. You could just, like I said, you could just cut this down. But if you look at it now, that's your template. I mean, it's that simple. We'll cut this out. Obviously, we don't need to cut the MPC out because that's gonna sit on this wood. And then I'll cut it here. And like I said, this back edge, technically I could just cut all this straight down and that would be our template, but I like a little design. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here, and then I'll cut it here. Cut it here again. I'm gonna actually make this one a little bit steeper to give it some more support, but yeah. Anyway, so that's your template right there. That's your side template. See, the MPC is gonna sit like that on there. And as you can see, once you have two of these sides cut out, you'll have one here and one here, and they'll be connected because this beam is going to come all the way and attach. This one's going to come all the way up and attach. This one's going to come all the way up and attach. And this one that supports the back feet is also going to come all the way up and attach the two sides to each other, if that makes sense. So you're going to attach here. It's going to attach here. And here's my original one. You can see how they go and they attach. I put 2 screws in to support them. But anyway, so yeah, that's your side template right there. I'm gonna go ahead and continue this. This is gonna be the wood for my next one. So I like to use the straight edges on the wood to help me, so that way I don't have to cut so many straight lines. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go like this. Oh, make sure you hold the template tight. If you have a better piece of wood, it's gonna be easier. I made my first one out of scrap. I don't have any more scrap, so I'm using this, which is like, even worse than scrap. I don't know what the kind of what this wood is called or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not a woodworker, but I've made like some tables, small little tables for like plants in the for my girlfriend in the backyard, and some shelves for the backyard. And I sign paint as a hobby, so I've cut out some of my own signs. So there's one side, and then you flip it and you do the next side. And like I said, I like to use as many straight lines as possible, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the bottom of this. That way I don't have to cut the line out for the bottom and make sure it's flat. This is already flat, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do it like this. That way my bottom is flat. Yeah, this wood's really bumpy, so it's like giving me a hard time with an outline. It's real textured, I guess you could say. And worst case, let's say when you cut them out, because it's not easy to, I use the jigsaw. I don't have a table. I have a jigsaw, I have a sander, I do have a router, and I have a drill. But I didn't use the router on this. I just used my sander, my jigsaw, my drill. So I cut this out with the jigsaw, and they didn't match perfect, the two sides. So what I did was, once I cut them out, I put them together, and I used my sander to kind of make them match all the way around, if that makes sense. I got the two halves together, and then I saw that it was like sticking out a little bit here, one side more than the other, so I sanded it till they were even. That's it, really. After that, you're gonna just attach the two sides together. Maybe I make a video on that. This is actually my first template from the original one I made. So what you would do is, you attach these together like that, and then wherever the support is, wherever it says to attach it, and you can make this crossbar as long as you want to support however long of a device you want. You can make it that long. See, I have this is also scrap wood, it's broken, but see, you would make it, let's say this template, right? So here's a crossbar, and that lines up with this one, this spot right here, and then so boom, there would be your, and you would do that everywhere that you have a crossbar, right? So what I did, just to make sure this wood's not very strong, so I pre-drilled 2 holes with just a drill bit, and then I put the screw in. And then what I ended up with was this. As you can see, this lines up with the side, this lines up with the side, and these are the crossbars right here. So my MPC fits right here in this space, but I went ahead and added a couple. I made it longer, and I added this wood, that way I could put my phone here, my tablet. I use my MPC with headphones, so I don't hear anything. So I like to put my phone here and my tablet, that way if I get a call or a message from my girlfriend, I can hear it or see it coming. I can see it coming in. But you see it sits there. So technically, these crossbars, you can make them this long and then put your other side plate here. But like I said, I made mine a little longer. If you're using an MPC Live, you can cut it out to whatever length, or you could do what I did, make it longer, fit your MPC Live and something else. I just screwed these random boards on there. But yeah, that's it. And also, again, last thing you would do, or this one is stained and then lacquered. I have some stain and lacquer here, so I went ahead and did that. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this out. I have some more of this kind of wood. I'm gonna attach them, and then obviously one last thing is that it was pretty rough, it's just random wood. So what I did with my sander, and you can do this by hand too, was once I attached everything, let's say this wasn't perfectly flush, this wasn't perfectly flush, these corners were kind of jagged, this board right here actually didn't line, like, it was a little bit too high, because the way I did it, I just sanded it all down until it was all smooth. I sanded all the corners off, I sanded everything, I sanded in here, I sanded in here, I sanded all these edges, and it's smooth now. There's no sharp edges anywhere. As you can see right here where I kind of sanded a lot, it's like really round now. But yeah, it wasn't perfect. These two boards didn't flush up perfectly, but I just sanded them with my sander until everything was smooth. Like I said, this was sticking out quite a bit right here. You could see like the wood maybe is 1/8 of an inch, and I just sanded it until it was smooth again. It doesn't really matter. The part that matters is that this is flat, which allows this. Oh, and of course, then just drill whatever holes you need for your headphone jack and my SD. I'm not sure where the live is, but you would just put the live holes wherever you need them. Yeah, that's it. Good luck, guys.